Good afternoon, everybody. I'm happy to see you. My name is Reverend Angie Abt. I'm a registered Lily Dale medium, and I'm really excited to be joining you today on Spiritual Discoveries with Angie on Lily Dale Blog Talk Radio. And I'm just getting us on the radio right now. Okay, give me a second. I want to make sure that we're on there. And as always, again, welcome to Spiritual Discoveries with Angie. We're live on Lily Dale Blog Talk Radio, and we're also live on Facebook on Lily Dale's page and some of our pages as well. So I welcome you to a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. I'm located right now in Buffalo, New York, and I'm looking out the window, and it's a beautiful sunny day. It feels like March is here and spring has sprung. So I'm hoping that it really has and that it lasts. Boy, I sure do appreciate the sunshine and sure do like beautiful, nice weather. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. I would love to hear. In fact, I'm going to go on here in my comment section here because I would love to hear from you and love to hear who's with you. Hi, Mary. Hi, Kim. I'd love to hear where you're from. It's wonderful when we get people from all different areas and get to hear about the weather there. Hi, good morning, Aubrey. It's nice to see you. Hi, Lynn. Thanks for joining us. So again, if you're just coming on, my name is Angie Abt. I'm a registered Lily Dale medium, and I welcome you to Spiritual Discoveries with Angie and Friends. And I love doing this. From Buffalo too. Okay, good. So you're seeing the sun. Hi, Janine. How are you? I hope it's sunny where you are as well. So before we get down to, we're going to do meditation, and I'm going to talk to you about intuition. But before we get to that, I just want to give a shout out to Lily Dale, one of my most favorite places in the world. I hope that whoever can come in the summer comes down and let me know you're coming, and I'll take you on a tour and we'll have lots of fun. Definitely check out Lily Dale's website. There's courses going on all the time. Now that we're able to be on Zoom, there's stuff all the time, but a lot in the summertime. Hi, Nancy from Ontario. Hi, Jackie. Thanks for joining me. Hi, Jane from Williamsville. Okay, you're actually very close to where I am right now, as a matter of fact. So hi, Michael. Hi, Michael. Yeah, it is. Somebody saying a sunny day. I want to make sure I pay attention to your comments. I love when you write in, and I love when you write me questions too. So again, like Lily Dale's Facebook page and all that. Okay. And you'll get to find out everything that's going on in Lily Dale all year round. So, once travel bans are restricted from the UK, okay, we'd love to have you. And Jane, you've been to Lily Dale tons of times. Me too. I've been going there for years and years. I was just talking to somebody about it yesterday, about Lily Dale, and how you just drive through those gates and you feel like a sense of peace and almost a sense of belonging because everybody's welcome there. And that's kind of nice too. I liked about Lily Dale is I could be myself, and especially being a spiritual person, it was nice to be around other people that didn't look at me when I had three heads when I talked about doing readings, So, yes, it is very calm, Jane. I agree with you very much. So, okay, now I got to get the business part out of the way, and then we're going to get to meditation. There's other awesome shows on Lily Dale Blog Talk Radio. Okay, Colleen Vanderzijden is Tuesdays at 8 p.m., and that's Embracing Your Essence. John White, Journey of Light, Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Sharon Hill is Medium Monday. That's Mondays at noon. Celeste Elliott is Wake Up to Spirit. That's Thursdays at 10. And then Wednesdays with Willa is with Willa White, Wednesdays at 10 a.m. And every one of these shows is so good. That's one nice thing with Lily Dale is we're allowed to be creative, and we can invite different people on and do different things every time we have one of the shows. So I would encourage you to check them all out. And especially always come on Fridays at noon for Angie and Friends Spiritual Discoveries. Spiritual Discoveries, I named the show Spiritual Discoveries because that was my business's name. Like all years ago, I had Spirit tell me that I should teach classes about spiritual discoveries, and I think that is such an appropriate thing because discovering our spiritual side or our spiritual selves can help us so much in our lives. So that was always going to be the name of my business. And I teach classes and do a lot of different things. So, but that changed through the years. About 6 years ago, I opened up a holistic center, and I opened it up with a good friend of mine. His name's Don Scott, who is going to be on one of these radio shows sometime soon. He's an amazing healer, and he's a Qigong guy. He's amazing. So I remember we opened up the center, and he said, "Let's." And actually, I'm talking about the center because I'm here today. I just opened up and we changed locations, and this is where we are. I should take you on a tour and see if you like it. But anyway, we named the center Santosha Holistic Center. And he came up with that name. And I remember I said, I don't want to name it Santosha. I don't know what that means. I don't, no one's going to understand that. No one's going to know what it means. Well, we've been here for 6 years and people remember the name, which is good. But I just want to tell you what Santosha means. It means contentment of the body, mind, and spirit. Santosha, contentment for the body, mind, and spirit. So we named our holistic center Santosha, in a way setting the intention for how we wanted it to feel. And most people that come here say that it kind of feels that way. It's a relaxing place. So Jane, there's been a huge expansion of spiritual growth within the past 10 to 20 years. I totally 100% agree with you. And I think people are connecting more and more and more to their spiritual side. And why not do that? It's a tool. It's another thing that we all have. And really, like, our spiritual side is about going within. And that's why I always like to do meditation, because if you go within and you listen within and you listen to your heart for what's right for you, or listen to your heart for your answers, or pay attention to the signs that are always around for us, or pay attention to your gut feelings. If you do all that, you're connecting to your spiritual side. And that's always going to be like the truest, best answers for us. Okay. That's why I'm so big. Yeah. Anybody that joins me always knows I talk so much about meditation. And that's why I'm actually taking a course right now, and I'll give credit. Mark Thomas is one of my teachers for Fellowships of the Spirit. And he's teaching a course right now that's on deep meditation. And we spent, I think the last time I was in class, it was a Saturday, and we did probably 3 hours of meditation. That's a long time. But it wasn't all at once. Okay. It was sort of, teaching and then meditation. And it really, really does connect you to that part of you that's, what's right for me. Sometimes we wonder that. And I hear so many people talking about that lately, right nowadays, because we've been through the pandemic and everything has changed. And a lot of people don't know what to do. Where am I going to go as I go forward? And, how I just did a reading for somebody that was wondering if his job situation was going to change, and, all different kinds of things. So I feel like we're going forward as best as we can, waiting for things to open up. But a lot of people aren't, you're just kind of unsure. The world has changed. And so I know for me, what's helping me through that is meditating. So whether, you feel like you know how to meditate or you don't, it's so important because it takes you within, and it takes you to your heart and to your intuition and your higher self. And that's always where your best answers are. So, okay, Sylvia. Hi, Sylvia. I want to say hi to everybody again. Hi, Perjo. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Especially the backwoods, Jane, and Lilydale. I think you're talking about Lilydale. I love Lilydale. I love the woods. That's an amazing place. If you ever go to Lilydale, you have to go in the woods. It's a virgin forest. They've never cut a tree down, unless it's for safety's sake. A tree falls down and they have to cut it down for a reason like that, but otherwise they don't. And it's an amazing, like, the mediums stand at the stump, which is a high spiritual energy space, and give readings. So that's a lot of fun too. So, okay. So let's get down to meditation. And then I want to talk to you about intuition and how every single one of us is intuitive. Okay. Not just people that do readings. Okay. Every single one of us is, and we get in our intuition, we get intuitive hits, if you will, every single day. And I want to talk to you about yours, and I want to tell you some about mine. Hey, Karen, there's my buddy Karen. Karen, you should come on. Karen's usually on show with us. So she said she likes the background. This is my reading room, actually, at Santosha Holistic Center. So I love it too. Love being here. It's amazing. So hi, Warren. I'm happy that you joined us. And Hi, Samantha from Hornell. Oh, wow. My father used to have a construction company, and he built roads back when I was a kid. And actually, I remember him doing a lot of work in Hornell back when I was a kid. So I won't tell you how many years that was, but that was a long time ago. So, but welcome. Thanks for joining us. Okay, so let's do some meditation. Okay, I have a nice Susan. Hi, Sue. Oh my gosh. Hi, Carla. Look at this. All my friends are coming on. I love seeing everybody. I love my old friends, and I love all the new friends I get to make doing this too. It's such I enjoy it a lot. Samantha, what a small world, and you're welcome. Yes, thank you. All right. Hi, Joni. Oh, and you're in Nunda. Isn't that near Letchworth? I think that's near Letchworth, Nunda, New York. I remember because I remember one time I went to Letchworth, and I'm not really a camper, and I thought for some reason I would be able to camp, and it didn't work out real well. So I remember we went to Nunda and got a hotel, and we stayed in the hotel. I'm pretty sure it was Nunda, and then went back to Letchworth during the day. So that was the best I could do with camping at that time. So anyway. All right. So let's get to I want us to meditate. Okay. Hi, Bridget, Denver, Colorado. Welcome. Oh my God. Oh, it is near there, Joni. Thank you. I thought that's where Nunda was. Okay. And so Denver, Colorado. Wow, that's a place I would love to go someday. We're gonna have to have like travel trips that we all visit each other. Hello from Lafayette, Colorado. Okay, wow. And that's glamping. Yes, staying in a hotel. And I really did that. So staying in a hotel at night and then going back to the campsite during the day definitely was clamping for sure. Best I could do. I don't know. I love being out in the wilderness, and I love nature. There's nothing really that connects you more to your intuition than being out in nature. Like going for a walk always clears my head. And Letchworth State Park is an amazing, amazing park with waterfalls, and it's a huge park with tons of trails, and I love being there. I just can't sleep there. So okay. All right, everybody. So let's do a quick meditation, because again, Red Rocks in Denver has wonderful acoustics for meditation. I'm sorry I keep starting meditation. I read the comments. I love it. And you're right, Samantha, nature does rock. And I've heard that about Red Rocks. Jane, I would love someday. That's definitely on my bucket list for sure, is to get out that way. My daughter lived there for a while, actually, and loved it out there, and ended up coming back home because she was homesick for family. All right, so let's do our quick meditation so we all get centered, because I promise you, always meditation connects you to your higher self and your intuition always. Okay, so I'm just going to ask you to close your eyes just for a moment and take a deep breath in and exhale. Hi, Kim. Another deep breath in and exhale. And when you're breathing in, I want you to be aware of taking that breath and breathing all the way into your belly. And then exhaling everything out. And notice as you breathe into your belly and do 4 or 5 of those, how your body just starts to feel like it's relaxing. And I want you to consciously slow your breathing down with each breath you take. Breathing in through your nose and exhaling out through your mouth. And again, noticing with each breath you take, your body is becoming relaxed, and your mind is even becoming more clear and focused. Breathing in through your nose and exhaling through your mouth. And bringing your awareness now to your feet. Taking a deep breath in and exhale. And any tension in your soles of your feet is being released on the out breath. Breathing in light, and now bringing awareness to your lower legs. And you see white light traveling into your legs and releasing all tension and stiffness. Any tension in your calves is released now. As you continue focusing on your breath, inhaling and exhaling, breathing in light, and visualizing that light traveling into your upper legs, releasing all tension and stress on the out breath. Any tension in your thighs is being released now. And bringing your awareness now to your hips. Breathing in. And as you exhale, allow your hips to release. Just feel yourself letting go, releasing, and giving yourself permission to take time for you to completely relax. And taking a deep breath in again. And as you do, see the light coming in with your breath and traveling down your spine. Your spine is filling with light, and you're releasing any tension that you carry anywhere in your back. And if you have any achy areas in your back, breathe into those areas, not just in your back, anywhere. Breathe into those areas and see white light surrounding those areas as you invite those areas to also completely relax. Bringing your awareness now to your stomach. Breathing in and allowing your stomach to expand with light. And as you breathe out or exhale, you release any tension or stress that you carry in your stomach area. Inhaling and exhaling. Continuing to imagine that you're breathing in light, exhaling out stress or worry or fears, and just kind of letting it go, allowing this special time just for you. And breathing in light again. And as you do, see the light traveling around your chest and your heart area, your beautiful heart. As the light swirls around your heart area, your heart chakra begins to open. You might even see the petals, like a flower, begin to swirl and open, radiating beautiful green light as you connect with the love in your heart, knowing that if we all connect to love, we can change things. unconditional or uncontainable love in your heart. And bringing your awareness now to your throat and neck area. As you breathe in, you allow any tension in your neck to be released on the out breath. Relaxing your neck area and your shoulders and your throat. And even noticing if your shoulders are clenched upward on your next exhale, consciously lowering your shoulders. And notice as you lower your shoulders, the rest of your being relaxes too. Continuing to breathe in the light, bringing your awareness now to your face, allowing any tension in your forehead or your eyes and jaw to relax as you breathe out. And your face is now completely relaxed. And your body is relaxing deeper and deeper with every inhale and exhale. As you now visualize a stream of green healing light traveling into your crown chakra at the top of your head. This energy travels down throughout your entire body and fills your body with this beautiful green healing light. And it feels wonderful. Allowing this green light to go to any parts of your body that need healing. It could be stress or achiness or wherever you feel drawn. Trust your intuition and just breathe this green light into any area of your body that you feel drawn to, knowing that this green light is offering you a healing and a stress release. As you now imagine your whole body is full of this beautiful green healing light from the top of your head to the tips of your toes, all filled with beautiful green energy and healing. And I invite you now to focus that energy, that beautiful green light. It might look green, or if it's white light to you, however it feels to you is correct. But just imagine this light in your heart, all around your heart. And again, the heart is the place where love is, where love resides. And I invite you to imagine now that you're sending this light, it's emanating out from your heart, and you're sending this beautiful green energy and light out into the world. Sending it to people. It could be to any country in the world, wherever you feel drawn, and you might not even know where you're sending it. It's about setting your intention and sending peace and healing out into the world. And just taking a few moments of silence as you do this, because this is something we can all do. Send love and energy from our hearts to make a difference. And you might even imagine somebody in your life who could also use some of this beautiful healing energy, and just focusing on that person now and sending this energy surrounding them, that person, in beautiful green or white energy, sending them that same healing you just received yourself. And in just a moment, I'm going to begin bringing you back on the count of 3, opening your eyes, wiggling your fingers and toes. 1, 2, and 3. Welcome back. How are you feeling? I hope you're feeling well. That a nice meditation like that is something that can carry you through your whole next week, until we meet again. But I invite you to try every day, just close your eyes. And even if you inhale, you think you don't know how to meditate, just take deep breaths into your belly and exhale. And you'll see 5 minutes of that anytime throughout your day. When I used to work at a car dealership, and it would get pretty stressful there. Okay. And there were times that, to kind of stay centered, we were really busy in our day, and I would actually go in the bathroom. Okay. I'd stand at the sink. Okay. And I would just do breathing, or I would imagine myself at the beach just for 5 minutes, and it would recenter me, and my whole day would go better when I did that. So yeah, thank you. Thank you. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Everybody's comments. Thank you. Thanks, Kim. Thanks, Nancy. Everybody. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm glad you liked it. So yeah, I love it too. Yeah, you're always going to hear me. I sound like a broken record probably. So I want to talk to you guys though. Okay. Before this, our hour always seems to go by so quick. So I want to talk about intuition. Okay. And I want to say this to you, and a lot of you probably already know this. Oh, thank you, Warren. Every one of you is intuitive. We are all intuitive, okay? Every single one of us is born connected to our higher selves or our intuition, okay? I teach intuitive development classes. I love teaching them. It's so much fun for me. I love to see people kind of get to those aha moments and wake up and realize they can connect to their inner selves or higher selves or spirit guides anytime they want. And in fact, what I started to realize, okay, as I was teaching, okay, it was so easy for people to connect. I would say, try this or try that, which, by the way, I'm going to teach some of that stuff on our show every week as well, because I'm going to give you intuitive tips. Okay. But what I started to realize was I really wasn't teaching people. What I was doing was giving them different kinds of exercises that were helping them remember what they already knew. Okay. So, okay, now that might sound kind of funny to remember what you already know, but what I mean by that is we are born, and I said this a minute ago, with that connection to intuition. And what starts to happen, okay, I remember for me, when I was a kid, I was, it's like, use your imagination and go play. Okay. I can remember my mom even saying that to me, go play, get out of my hair, figure something out to do to amuse yourself. And when we're kids, like we really are, we're connected to our imaginations, and we play and we have fun. And when we're doing that, okay, that's our imagination is located in the right side of our brain, and so is our intuition. So kids are using their imagination, and they're also connected to their intuition. And that's why so many times, like, kids seem so free, and they're just kind of having fun, and they don't worry about things the ways that we do, right? So I remember being a kid, and that my mother would say, go play. And then I remember I went to school. Okay. And that's an important thing too. It's very important. It's important to do well in school. But I remember, kind of then being told, focus on doing well in school, and what are you doing playing all the time? What are you doing? You're connecting way too much to your imagination. You've got to get serious and get an A in science. Okay. And not that it's not important, and that's connecting to the logical side of your brain. And it is important to get an A in science, but it's also still so important to stay connected to our intuition. All right. And so to our imagination, because that is our intuition. So a lot of times what happens is kids start to go to school, they're not as connected to playtime in their imagination, and they therefore are not as connected to their intuition. Okay. And that's what happens to so many of us. All right. And that's why I say when people start to come to classes or they start to read books or what have you about intuition, they're remembering what they brought in with them when they were born. All right. So I just want you to know that, because I feel like it's important to know. So let me tell you this. Okay. Or I'm going to ask you a question. Okay. How many of you get gut feelings about things? Okay. You just have a feeling about, I should do this, or I have to do this, or I'm not going to do that, or I shouldn't trust this person, but I should trust that person, or what have you. Okay. Now I know for me, I get gut feelings about things where I know I should or shouldn't do something, or, go to go home a certain way or what have you. And a lot of times for me, it's like more later on, I'm like, I had a feeling about that. I knew I shouldn't have done that, or I knew I should have gone home that way, or whatever. All right. So part of your intuition is starting to pay attention to those gut feelings, because one of the ways that spirit talks to us, or that we get hits with our intuition, are gut feelings. Okay. Absolutely, all the time. Okay. You guys you're answering me about the gut feelings. Yes. Okay. So one of the tricks, okay, so a lot of times, like how you connect to your intuition is, I'm so glad I listened to that thought I had, or, I'm so glad I paid attention. But you can actually use your intuition in a more purposeful way by on purpose paying attention to those feelings, because I guarantee you, like so many of the times, those feelings are things that, like, that's your higher self or your spirit guide, giving you assistance. They're there for us all the time. I think we all found this now because we are all very intuitive. Link, don't think. Yes. Oh my God, Susan. That's in part of my talk. I'm so happy Susan said that. When I went to Fellowships of the Spirit School of Healing and Prophecy, and they're actually located, their offices are in Lilydale, and the school's right outside the gates. And we had a teacher, his name was Chris Slater, and he was one of the most amazing, most positive teachers, so filled with energy. And he said, this is his saying, and we all say it that go to fellowships, is link, don't think. Okay. So when you think about that, say with your intuition, you have to link into the right side of your brain, and you can't think. Okay. You have to just kind of go with it, because a lot of times you get gut feelings. I'll give you an example. For me, one day I had to go home from work. It was when I was working at the car dealership, and I had to go home and on my lunch hour, and I only had enough time to hurry home, go and get what I had to get, and then hurry up and get back to work. Right. So I get in my car, and I get this, and all of a sudden it's like you get a feeling, and what the feeling is, or you get a thought, and it's a feeling or a thought, and the thought's a little bit louder than a thought. That's how you know the difference. Okay. So I got this thought that kind of came to me, and it said, do not go home the usual way. You won't make it home, and you won't make it back to work in time. So of course my thinking, that was my linking to get that. And then my thinking mind said, that's ridiculous. I don't have a lot of time. I have to hurry up. I need to get home, for goodness sakes. I'm going home the quickest way I know. So I didn't pay attention to it. And guess what happened? I get up on the thruway, because it was on the thruway, and I wind up in a traffic jam, and I had just enough time to get off at the next exit and go back to work, and I never made it home. And that was one of those times that I thought, okay, I should have paid attention to that. Okay. So I invite you, okay, to start doing that for sure. Like, we get those gut feelings, and again, a lot of times it's later on, you go, oh my gosh, I knew I had that. I should have paid paid attention and I didn't. Okay. Another way that I feel our intuition speaks to us are signs we get. Okay. We get signs like in the universe, we get things like, for me, a lot of times it'll be the usual one. If anybody that knows me, I'm busy all the time, and I'll, go to the grocery store and the cashier will start talking to me about slowing down and how she needs to slow down. Then I'll get in my car and I'll pass a billboard that's talking something about slowing down, right? And then so I'll do a reading for somebody and the topic will be slowing down. And then I'll say, okay, Spirit, I finally got it. I hear you. You're giving me a message about needing to slow down. Okay. Another one, I want to tell you another story too. So I'm a creature of habit. I always, go to the same grocery store and the same drugstore and the same, whatever. I like doing that because I know where everything is. Right. So I always go to CVS drugstore to get all my things. And probably it wasn't too long ago, I had this feeling. All of a sudden I got this thought in my head, and the thought was, go to Rite Aid drugstore. Okay, you should go to Rite Aid. And right away, my logical mind comes in, starts saying, that's ridiculous. Why would you go there? I love to go to CVS. That's where I always go. And then I thought, wait a minute. I teach people to pay attention to their gut feelings and to their intuition. I should probably follow mine too, right? So I went to Rite Aid. Now, I'll tell you this, at the time I had been, how you struggle with things in your life sometimes and you go back and forth and it's like, yes, I should do this. No, I shouldn't. Or you're at a crossroads and you just kind of keep doing that. Right. So I was in one of those times, couldn't come with an answer, which, by the way, I feel like when we're in one of those places and we're going back and forth, it doesn't mean we can't make a decision. It means everything hasn't come in yet and we haven't processed it all yet. Okay. That's what I feel. So I feel like when you feel like that, don't make a decision. Just keep asking Spirit to give you guidance and signs. Okay. And you'll get them and you'll know what to do. All right. So back to my story. I want to give you the end of it. So I went to Rite Aid and I walk into the store, and I'm always in a hurry when I'm going to the store and rushing through. And don't I go down this aisle and don't I just about run smack dab into somebody, like literally almost hit the person. Right. And I look up and it's a good friend of mine that I haven't seen in a while. Okay. So, right there, bonus. I'm glad I followed that intuition and I went to Rite Aid because I got to see my friend. But then didn't we get into a conversation? And what does the conversation wind up being about was what I was trying to make a decision on. Okay. And I got my answer because she started talking about something she was doing. And I won't give you all the specifics because it'll take a long time, but I got my answer. So it's so important. And you know how, like you think, is that really intuition? Am I losing my mind? I would say, try it. I'm so glad because I thought that, and I thought I should just go to CVS. It'll be easier. And I'm so glad I went to Rite Aid. Now, had I gone to CVS, I wouldn't have known any different, but I'm so glad I took the chance and did something different and paid attention. Okay. So I would say, like, for you to start connecting to your intuition, first of all, meditation, because you can tell that centers you. Okay. And you can start to, you open yourself up and you're more open to hearing those messages or trusting those gut feelings you get. Okay. And then the second thing again is pay attention. Notice the signs that are coming to you. Okay. Notice the random thoughts that are just kind of coming into your mind and just kind of know, test it. I test everything, for me, sometimes like I'll get the feeling and I'm almost kind of glad I went on the throughway that day. I didn't get to go home, but I'm almost kind of glad I did because I kind of knew then that gave me like that for sure feeling that I need to link, don't think, like Susan said, and I need to pay attention to it. Our intuition is a tool, right? Like we have different tools that we use in our lives, and even asking our friends for advice sometimes, like that's a tool and that's something that's good too. But I find usually when I really like want to make a decision, I want to go inside myself and make what's just right for me. I want to connect to my intuition. And that's a tool that's going to bring me exactly what's right for me. Okay. So, all right. So I have a whole thing written down. And of course, I always start talking about other things. So I want to look. So, okay. So your intuition, okay, when it kind of comes in, how you know is it's a little louder and clearer than a thought. A lot of times it just kind of comes in from someplace. And I'll tell you what, too, if sometimes we're afraid of things, we have fears, right? Okay. Our intuition's never going to be something that's going to feel fearful. It's going to make us feel strong, okay, and more confident. Oh, you love my necklace? Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. I think, you know what? I got this necklace at Crystal Cove in Lilydale. So they have an amazing story years ago. So thank you. Okay. All right. So let's see. I told you about the imagination things. Okay. So we're all born connected to our higher selves. Okay. There's a purity about us. Okay. Like you notice this happens too. Okay. When you're a kid, like I love to watch little kids. I feel like this, like we all need to bring some of the little kid inside of all of us. Okay. And I love like when I go outside and I see little kids like in a day like this where it's a beautiful sunny day in Buffalo, and you see little kids in the driveway and they're dancing or they sing and they don't care if they sing out of tune, they just let themselves be free. And I feel like if we do that too, that's going to help us like 100% as well. Stay connected to our intuition. Let's be kids. Okay. So I want to give you, but one you recognize. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Jane. It's almost, okay, gotcha. I see the rest of it. It's almost a voice inside your head, but one you recognize. Absolutely. That's totally how it is. The way that we get intuition, I don't know if anybody's ever heard of the clairs. Okay. So it's clear seeing, okay, which is clairvoyance. Okay. Clairsentience, which is clear feeling. Okay. And clear feeling is what I'm talking about with the gut feelings. Okay. Almost feel like gut feelings and that clairsentience is kind of the one that's the most common, because anybody I talk to always says, I get a feeling about this. I mean, you can tell that, right? Like I remember when I was trying to buy a house and I wanted to walk into a house, or my center here, if I could have you all here, I'll have you all, you're all invited. Okay. When we can be together again. But I wanted a place that I walked in and I could feel like it felt like a good place. The energy felt good to me. Okay. And so I feel like again, those gut feelings everybody gets, but that's always your intuition. Okay. And then clairaudience. Okay. That's where you kind of hear like that thought that we were just talking about, one that you kind of recognize. It seems a little bit louder than a thought. All right. So, okay. So, all right. So want to do an exercise? Okay. I'm talking. I hope you're all still there. So, okay. So I want to teach you, we talked about the gut feelings. So I feel like you should always pay attention to those. Anytime there's something that happens and you just got a feeling about something, trust it. Okay. But I want to give you a practice thing on clairaudience. Okay. So clairaudience again is clear hearing. Okay. So who loves music? I know I love music, and I always feel like I get messages from songs all the time. Okay. I'll get in the car and I'll turn the car on and I'll hear like a certain line from a song, and it'll be exactly what I needed. Okay. Or I got to tell you this one. So one time, and this is kind of how spirit might talk to you in songs, is it was, you know how you get those songs and you'll get a song in your mind. Okay. And you'll think, oh, I want to get that song out of my mind, and it just kind of keeps going. It's like reels in your head that kind of keep going on and on. And I had Love Me Tender by Elvis in my mind. Okay. And I like Elvis and I like the song, but I wanted it to be out of my mind. And then I remember, because I think about this, everything to me, there's a reason, like, why is that song in my head? So I stopped for a second, because this is what you can do. Like, say you get a song, or you keep seeing the same phrase over and over again, or you feel like, you keep, running into the same person or what have you. And you can stop and you can kind of say, okay, so why do I have this song, Love Me Tender, in my head all the time? It's always about asking. Okay. You can ask, and your spirit guides or your guardian angels are with with you always. It's a matter of learning. They talk to us in mind language, so you have to learn how to listen. So I said, why do I have this? And I closed my eyes, and right away I saw a picture of my mom who's on the other side. Okay. And then all of a sudden I got the thought, it's my daughter's birthday in 2 days. My mother loved Elvis. My daughter loved Elvis. Matter of fact, my daughter lived in Memphis for a long time, and my mother and my daughter used to go to Graceland all the time. And all that just kind of came to me where I saw my mom, and then that all kind of came to me in thoughts, and I realized that that was my mom kind of coming to me and wanting me to tell my daughter happy birthday and tell her about that song. So this worked too. I called my daughter. I gave her the message. Okay. And right away, that song went out of my head. Okay. Because I got the message. So I invite you, the next time you have a song in your head or a thought in your head, that's all you have to do is just kind of stop and say, okay, spirit, what's this about? Okay. Let me link in and let me just trust it. And you'll see that you'll have some kind of a message, and it's for a reason. Another thing that happens a lot in my house is I get flickering lights all the time. Okay. And I know, for me, it's like, okay, flickering light, who's here? What's the message with this? And I'll close my eyes and I'll hear my father's voice or something, and I'll kind of know that he's around. So now I'm getting into telling you messages that are from others on the other side. And that comes that way too. But again, you can use your intuition. Like, let's just say you're trying to make a decision, and it's, I don't know what to do, and I'm trying to figure this out. Spirit, offer me some guidance. Okay. And you can close your eyes and notice your guides are always there. Like, there isn't ever a time that they say, hey, we're not going to help you today. They always do. It's a matter of us opening up and doing that linking and not thinking, and allowing the answer to come in through that mind language. All right. So if you do that and you say, okay, spirit, show me the best way, help me, give me some guidance on this. I always do that. I close my eyes, and then I let a thought come in, or a picture come in, or a feeling, and I'll usually have some kind of guidance that will help me all the time. Okay. Now, I want to give you a couple things that you can do to practice this. Okay. So I feel like your intuition is something you already have, and it's, it never goes away. It's like riding a bicycle. It never goes away. All right. So what you can do is you can start to stretch those intuitive muscles. All right. So say, for example, you get a feeling to go to Rite Aid and not CVS. I invite you to do it and see, notice like what kind of comes for you when you went to that place. And if something doesn't come, don't say, oh, that's wrong, I'm not going to try it again. Keep trying it, because you'll see as you're opening up and you're kind of sharpening or opening those skills up again, you'll get more and more. Okay. But here's a couple easy ones. All right. So the next time your phone is ringing, all right, don't look, and now we can all look at caller ID and know who's calling us. Okay. I would say, invite you to say, I wonder who that is that's calling, before you look, and notice what comes into your mind. All right. I do that all the time. And I'll even get some, because I get spam calls, and I'll get like, that's a spam call, and I'll look, and it is, or that's my daughter, or that's one of my friends, or whoever it is that calls me. And a lot of times I get that correct. Okay. Another thing that I'll do sometimes is, before I look at the clock, okay, like I'll kind of close my eyes, and in my mind's eye, what time is it? And I'll see 3:03 or something in my mind, and I look, and it's 3:03. Okay. You can do things like, I'm going to the grocery store, spirit, show me what aisle should I go in that's going to give me the best parking space. Okay. And I'll close my eyes, I see an 8. And I go to row 8, and sure enough, there's the first parking space open. Okay. So if you start doing things like that and asking for guidance, you'll open up your intuition. Another thing too is you can do some writing. Okay. I don't know if anybody does any journaling, but a lot of times when you journal, you're connecting to spirit too. And you kind of do that, say, in automatic writing. Okay. So try that too. I'll do a show on that, and I'll actually teach you how to do it, because that's pretty amazing as well. Let me read message. I forgot to read things. Okay, you get messages and songs all the time, Karen. Yeah, you guys, I'd love to have you share. I get them too. I feel like all the time, like I'll be worried about something, and then all of a sudden, every little thing is going to be all right song comes on. Did anybody see that on YouTube? There's a little boy. He's probably about 4 or 5 years old, and my God, he seems like the wisest little kid. And it was a video that came out on YouTube. I saw it all over Facebook right when the pandemic started, and he's singing that every little thing you don't want me to sing is gonna be all right. Okay. And boy, I remember seeing that when everything started, and that little boy in his little face, that really felt like a message that, in the end, everything is going to be okay. So Kim, you get songs or song lyrics. Oh, good. I'm glad you do. I love that you joined us. Spirit has played a loved one's favorite song when it's not even turned on in the car. Lights in TV turn on and off or flicker. Yes, Donna, I know exactly what you mean. That's happened to me as well. That's really something too, that the loved one song when it's not even turned on in the car, the radio's not even turned on. That's amazing. Our loved ones on the other side want to reach us. They want to connect with us, and I feel like they do things like that. I know what you mean about the TV. I had one time in the middle of the night. I have like 2 remote controls to turn on my TV because I don't know how to make it just one. And in the middle of the night, all of a sudden my TV came on out of nowhere, and I thought, what the heck, what is going on here in my house? And I thought maybe the dog stepped on the remote control, but again, it takes 2 remote controls to turn on my TV. And I got up. I was kind of scared, but I got up, and both my remote controls were sitting on the coffee table, and the TV came on. And so I'm like, oh my gosh, what is this? And then I closed my eyes and I said, Spirit, what is this? And I heard my mother say, you've been asking for a sign. How's this? Pretty good, huh? So, yeah, I mean, everything, anything that happens, you get those strange things that happen. Don't forget to ask, like, stop for a second and ask Spirit, what is this? Why am I getting this? What does this mean? And it's really simply just letting the answer, it kind of slides in, like I heard my mother, and I could hear her voice, and my mother's like, pretty good, don't you think? And it was. I said, yeah, Mom, it was. Keep coming, because I want to know that you're with me. So okay, so Jackie, one day something just told me to try automatic writing, and from the moment the pen hit the page, my hand started going. I was really freaked out at first. Yes, I understand. Automatic writing is powerful. I need to work on clearing my head, because sometimes I'm not sure if it's in my thoughts or spirit. Yes, set your intention, everybody. If you're wondering, and Jackie, I agree, it's powerful, and it's kind of, it does seem, I remember when I was first connecting to my intuition, I was kind of scared too, because you wonder what the heck it is, and is it real, and should you pay attention to it? And it's not what we're taught in school, so but set your intention. Anything with intuition, I'm always setting my intention that I want information to come through that's going to be for highest and best and healing purposes, and that automatically has me working at a higher level, and that automatically is helping me to trust it and kind of trust what comes in. And Susan, I love that you wrote that link, don't think, because you always say that to yourself, link, don't think. Connect to the right side of your brain. That's another thing. You can close your eyes and connect to the right side of your brain. Notice how that feels, or connect to the left side. That's where your logic is, and notice how that feels, and notice the difference. All right. And when you want to connect to your intuition, close your eyes for a moment and just put your focus on the right side, and then start writing. All right. And anybody that hasn't done, I'm going to do in the next couple of weeks, we'll do a show on automatic writing, and I'll teach you how to do it. Okay. Because I want you all to know how to connect to your intuition. It's important. So, Jane, how do you keep it from being a portal for negative energy to come through? I'm so glad that you said that, because that's how is you set your intention always. If you set intention is powerful. Okay. If you set your intention, it's I only want information that's going to be for my highest good and for healing purposes. And I've been doing this for since I was 17. So probably like, around 40 years. And honestly, I don't have bad things come in, and that's why, because I'm always setting my intention, and that's always helping me work from a higher level. Okay. So I'm connecting with higher guides or angels always. Janet, when I was at Lilydale at a service, my phone started playing a song and I had the volume turned up, a U2 song with the lyrics, I have been waiting for 1,000 years for you. So cool. I love that. So you got a message right at the stump, definitely that's awesome. Highest and best. Okay. I'm glad, Jackie, I totally think that. Kim, new moon after midnight, good time to set some intentions and do some automatic writing. That's correct. So do that too. Aubrey, in your experience, how much energy does spirit need to manipulate electricity and music around you? Have been looking for signs. Sometimes if somebody has just crossed over, it takes them a little while to figure out how to do it. Okay. And you have to, I would say this, if you're looking for a sign from somebody from the other side, don't be attached to it being a certain sign. All right. So you might think to yourself, I need to see lights flickering or a song, or I'm looking for that type of sign. Stay open and ask your loved one to give you signs, and they will. All right. I'll give you an example. My father passed away, and probably about a month went by, and it was Easter Sunday. And I live kind not in the city, but kind of in the city at that time. And all of a sudden I started to notice like kind of a racket going on. I'll call it a racket outside my house of all these birds kind of flying back and forth. And I'm like, what the heck is going on out there? I hear so many birds. And I look across the street, and there's a red-tailed hawk up on the line, the telephone line or electrical wire or whatever across from my house, looking at my house. Okay. And I thought, wow, that's strange. And the birds were trying to get I think they try to make hawks go away or for food. I don't know why, but that was what the racket was. And so I'm like, what, I wonder why do I have this red-tailed hawk staring at my house? I went out and I'm taking pictures of it, and it didn't leave. It was still there. Right. And so I'm looking at, I always Google everything, what does this mean? And it said it's a spiritual, and it's a sign from spirit. And then all of a sudden, one of those things, it hit me, right? And I realized it was a sign from my father, because my father actually we had talked right before he passed away, and he reminded me of this. My father had a construction company down in Texas. He couldn't think of what to name the company, and then he was looking up at the sky, and what started flying around was a red-tailed hawk. All right. So I knew, I have a hawk a month after my father passes away on Easter Sunday. That's definitely my dad sending me that hawk to give me that sign. Okay. So, I had to figure it out a little bit. Okay. And sometimes we have to do that. We're interpreting things a little bit as well, because spirit doesn't talk to us with their voice. And I know some people really hear a voice, but mostly it's in your mind's eye, because they're communicating with us telepathically. All right. So I would say again, like if I would have been thinking, I want just flickering lights or a song, I maybe would have missed that sign. So I feel like always ask your loved ones to give you signs, and then stay open to what may come, because they'll come to you. They will. Oh, you had your grandma's necklace. Let me see that if I might have missed part of that, Janet. Let's see. Okay, you had your grandma's necklace on. Jewelry, this is my mom's ring. I'll show it to you. That's my mom's ring, and I always feel like I get energy from her when I have that ring on. In fact, one time, this is a ring. It's not like a usual ring. It's hearts. You don't see it a lot. And one time I was actually this is really strange. I was missing my mom, and I went to the grocery store, and I walked in the grocery store, and the cashier had this ring on. So I kind of I felt right away. It's like, I ended up in that line. It's all synchronicity, I feel. So, okay, I'm going to read one more, and then actually it's 1:00, so we're almost done, but we'll continue this, I promise. Just came into this discussion, so I apologize if it's not appropriate, but I've just had a huge life choice put in front of me. I need guidance. Can I use this to get my spirit guides to help me decide? Yeah. If you go back, this is recorded, so it's on Lily Dale, or it's on my page, and it's also on Santosha Holistic Center's page that you can watch it. But I would say for you, somebody just talked about the full moon, maybe do some automatic writing, okay? Or I feel start asking spirit to give you a sign, or close your eyes and ask and notice what thoughts come in or what feelings come in, and trust that. And I feel very much I feel for you too, Marie, is keep asking if you keep asking spirit to give you signs and to give you guidance, you will get it. I promise you. Okay. Do some meditation too. I feel meditating is important, and then ask for that guidance, like say after you finish meditating. So, Kim, hey, hi, Kim. Okay. Thanks. Okay. Anything for me? Let's see. Okay. All right. I think I got, okay. Oh, your dad sends you hearts. That's pretty awesome too. So everybody, let yourself connect to your intuition, trust the signs you get, trust those gut feelings, do some meditation. I promise you, if you meditate, that's going to heighten you and make it easier to connect to spirit every single time. Okay. So do that. Okay. And do the link, don't think, that we were talking about before, and just let it link in, let the thoughts come in, trust them. If you close your eyes and you see a picture of something, let that come in, and trust the gut feelings. Okay. And you'll be connecting to your intuition, and I'll keep teaching you. Next week, I have actually a good friend of mine, Cassandra Butler. She is an astrologer, and an excellent astrologer. And she's going to be my guest next Friday on Spiritual Discoveries with Angie Abt, me. And I thank you all so much for joining me. I appreciate that you choose to spend an hour of your day. And I know you're all really busy, and I appreciate that you spent it with me. I hope you have a really good weekend and enjoy the sunshine. Take care, everybody. Thank you. It's good to see you all.